All right, welcome back. We're going to talk about something that I guess is sort of funny, but not funny if it goes unchecked, which is the Hunter Biden email scandal. And I just can't believe it how over and over again the simple premise that you don't put things that are illegal to record, they just ignore it, they don't care. They just don't care, and then they let people get a hold of it. So before I start, I wanted to remind you, please subscribe to me on BitChute, Library, or Odyssey, or Rumble. And you can actually check out some exclusive content, which is already up there, but I'm going to make a different video talking about my exclusive content on here, talking about content that's on there. Anyway, so Hunter Biden, there is all this noise going on right now about how Hunter Biden, he has basically become the Billy Carter of the 2020 campaign. And I actually see here, this is a meme that I picked out. I don't remember who this is. I mean I can see who made it, but the point is that Hunter Biden scandal, which is for all intents and purposes, it's brand new. It is including new data, new information, yet a lot of the media still claims, oh, it's already been debunked, it's been debunked. Now, if you haven't seen it yet and you're not subscribed to this channel, Sticks, X, and Hammer has a hilarious video about the bunkers, people who claim that brand new stories, they've already been debunked because Snopes said so or because PolitiFact or whatever. No. The fact of the matter is that this is so potent of a story that they are running for the hills, a lot of these Democratic leaders. And I would say that there's no better story to come along to illustrate just how ridiculous and empty the entire Democratic campaign in 2020 is, which is that, nothing bad is going on with our guy. He's just basically incommunicado with the press and with the world for the next 3 days for no other reason than for the fact that he's concentrating on his upcoming debate. It's ridiculous. And apparently, so it's so debunked that all these former intelligence officers are signing on and saying, it is probably blatant Russian disinformation. Now, who are some of these people? It's James Clapper, the former director of national intelligence. Now, bear in mind that Clapper hasn't been serving in office since 2016. Michael Hayden, who's the former director of the CIA, also hasn't been in office for several years, right? Leon Panetta, former CIA director, also same thing. John Brennan. Are we seeing a pattern here? So these are all people who they claimed for the past 3 or so years that Donald Trump was in collusion with Russia and that they knew they knew it in their deep in their bones that Donald Trump was this Russian asset and whatever, and yet they could never prove shit because they are empty of any actual integrity, right? You look at all these people. Michael Morell, and the same idea, former acting director of the CIA. Who's another person here? Yeah, some of these people are kind of nobodies, but you get the point. It's the CIA that's trying to say, oh, it's been debunked, even though they're not in the CIA anymore, and they're not in any way connected to the actual intelligence agencies that are conducting any sort of investigation or verification of the story. Now, this is from the Daily Mail, which is a real newspaper out in England, and it says journalist Glenn Greenwald. And believe me, I mean, there's plenty of criticism I could have for Glenn Greenwald, but I don't think that he's the worthless shill that a lot of these other people are. In any case, So it says here, journalist Glenn Greenwald blasts the media's cone of silence around Hunter Biden's email scandal and calls out the blatant rank closing from news outlets. And that's a great way of putting it, because the fact is that you need somebody to put this into perspective and say, hey, why are people basically pretending that a scandal like this is not important enough to report on, because merely people are saying, oh, there's no, I mean, despite all of the emails, despite all of the photos, despite all of the other tangible evidence being released, we're just not going to report on it because, I don't know, because it's been debunked. So let's see if we can get some audio of this. In any case, so he went on. Now here's some photos of Hunter Biden, and granted, this is something that came out last week. So if some of you are seeing this for the 50th time, sorry I didn't get to cover it because I was also on the road. I was listening to some stuff about it, but yeah, it's ridiculous. And it says so. Greenwald says, when we reported on the Snowden archive, we knew it was genuine, but breathed a huge sigh of relief when NSA didn't claim the docs were fake. The same was true with our Brazil reporting over the last year, publishing private messages from corrupt Bolsonaro officials and prosecutors. When you report a huge archive, there's no way to prove the negative that none of it is altered. You investigate and confirm as much as you can, then use your journalistic judgment. The only way you get confirmation is when the subjects of the reporting don't deny the authenticity. As a journalist, publishing private communications and docs that are incriminating, you know the subjects of the reporting will immediately claim they're fake, if they are. Of course they will. That would kill the reporting. There's a reason the Bidens aren't claiming they're fake. I don't think that the emails so far reveal a huge scandal. They so far just establish standard sleaze and DC corruption. The huge scandal to me is the blatant rank closing and cone of silence, a prohibition erected by journalists, his emphasis, around this story to defend Biden. So whatever you want to say about Greenwald, he's certainly calling out the media for their refusal to address this. He continues, Adam Schiff has been stating definitively that Russia is behind the New York Post story, even though he has no idea whether that's true. That's because Adam Schiff is an absolute pathological liar, abusing his position as Intelligence Committee chair to scream Russia and lie constantly. I don't use mental illness as a metaphor. I mean it literally. The way so much of liberal America has been trained to believe Russia is behind everything unpleasant in life, and to dismiss everything the minute liars like CIA and Schiff scream the word is a collective pathology. Whatever your ideology, just stop and ponder what a powerful weapon it is to train a population to believe some mid-rate foreign power is behind all the nation's woes. So they never focus on real domestic power and to instantly disregard all information by screaming Russia. So it's ridiculous. You actually have a receipt here. Now, look, if the receipt is fake, if there's no proof that Hunter Biden actually dropped off his laptop at this PC repair shop, then I guess they should be able to produce evidence that it's fake, or they can at least subpoena more records from the Mac shop, which is in Delaware. But it doesn't look like there is any sort of refutation to this. And yeah, if Hunter Biden, if he didn't take this laptop to that repair shop, he should just come out to the media and say so. Because if there's anyone who's been hiding more than Joe Biden, it's his son Hunter. The Trump kids actually go out on the campaign trail and stump for their dad. And meanwhile, he is just, he's nowhere to be found because he's an embarrassment to the campaign. The paperwork also notes Biden's name in the bill to section. However, Fox had not verified if the signature was actually Biden's. Other obtained documents include FBI paperwork that reveals the Bureau's interactions with the shop owner, John Paul Mac Isaac, who reported the laptop's contents to authorities. That document shows that Isaac received a subpoena to testify before the U.S. District Court in Delaware on December 9, 2019. One page appears to show the serial number for a laptop and hard drive that were seized. The FBI and Delaware's U.S. Attorney's Office have declined to publicly comment on the incident. Hunter Biden's international business deals fell into the spotlight once again last week following the new report. One email from the computer dated May 13, 2017, discusses remuneration packages for 6 people in a business deal with the now bankrupt CEFC China Energy Company. The email appeared to identify Hunter Biden as chair/vice chair, depending on the agreement with CEFC. And this is the important part. The email also states that Hunter has some office expectations he will elaborate. It also proposed equity split differences, including 20 for H and 10 held by H for the big guy, with no elaboration. Sources claim that the big guy is a reference to Joe Biden. But whatever the issue is, whatever the truth is, if Joe Biden has if his son Hunter is involved in a venture with a massive Chinese energy company, right? And he's taking an equity share in this venture. And then he's taking another equity share that he's holding for another straw shareholder, whoever that may be, whether it's Joe Biden or someone else. That is something that has major ramifications for the Oval Office, for the presidency. Think about it this way. This is an election where only about a year ago, these Democrats were constantly preaching to you about climate change, the need to reduce the carbon footprint of the United States and emissions and the Green New Deal and zero carbon in what was it, 15 years or whatever it was. And we have only 10 years to turn this around. And now we have evidence that Biden's own son is involved in a deal with an energy company. We don't know if it's clean energy, by the way, and making, supposedly making a king's ransom out of it, and holding equity for some sort of straw investor. That is corruption at its core. That is exactly why we need more scrutiny and more transparency in government, because of the children and relatives of major politicians. And this includes people like not just Biden and Trump, but people like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. And there's just too much of an incentive for these people to include their children in these dealings, and then there's no actual enforcement mechanism that has been brought to bear to keep them from abusing their position. So for now, please like, share, and subscribe. I also want you to comment on this video. Comment on all my videos if you want. I forgot to mention that during the exclusive content video. But of course, whether you're on my YouTube channel, on BitChute, on Library, or on Rumble, you can always comment, and I'll try to read your comments. Sometimes I'll reply, sometimes I won't. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also subscribe to me on Minds.com and on Gab, as well as Parler. Not as active on Parler, but the other two, especially so. And also, you can contribute to me if you want to throw me a few bucks on Subscribestar. And have a great day.